Hi there, everybody. It's Mark Sebastian, founder of OptionPit.com, and your only option. And this is Option Pit's Rules of the Road. Reminder: make sure you're subscribed to all of our newsletters so that you can get awesome trading ideas multiple times a day. You can also review our track record, everything, all of our services, everything. Just go to OptionPit.com to find everything you need. On Friday, in our VIX Edge, I wrote about whether the VIX should be 12 or 21 and it should be 12. All right, so what are we going to talk about today? Today, in our rules of the road, I want to talk about delta. All right, I'm going to talk about delta. All right, so what is delta? Delta is our exposure to the underlying. All right, you're saying, Mark, exposure to the underlying, what in the world does that mean? All right, well, let me show you. All right, it's really simple. We're gonna pull up BlackBerry. All right, BlackBerry is trading $9.63. All right, if I buy 100 shares of stock, that is 100 deltas. How do I know it's 100 deltas? Let me show you. BlackBerry is trading 963. If it goes to 1063, all right, I will make $100 on the nose. If it goes to 863, I will lose $100. All right, that is the key. All right, it moves 1-to-1 with the stock because I'm holding stock. Now, an option will have a delta that is different from 100. Here, let me show you this. Delta. Here's delta here. Now, if a delta is 1, that is the same thing as saying it has a 100 delta. And it will move 1-to-1 with the stock. So here we are, 963. If we go to 1063, I make $100. We go to 863, I lose $100. Just like the stock. All right? Now, what about something that is closer to the money? Well, here is the 10 calls. All right? The 10 calls have a 47 delta. All right? You can see it's got a different shape than that other one. So what that means is that if the underlying drops $1, I'm going to lose $47. And if it goes up $1, I'm going to make $47. Now, it's more complicated than that because delta can change. When you are long a call, as the underlying rallies, as the underlying goes up, as the stock goes up, as BlackBerry goes up, the delta will actually increase. As we drop, the delta will decrease. This is called gamma. I'll get to that next week. All right. The other things that can affect delta are, and this is the big one, volatility. If volatility drops, out of the money deltas will decrease, in the money deltas will decrease. So let me show you here. I'm going to drop volatility. All right, you can see that 47 delta. Here, let me show you the Greeks here. 47 delta. I'm going to drop volatility by 10 points. See, my delta dropped just a little because I'm mostly at the money. Now, it would get way worse for like the 11 calls. So I'm going to put this back to 0, and I'm going to change this to the 11 calls. And this is important. Watch what happens when I drop volatility by 10 points. It drops by 3 full points. You lose a good amount of delta. So that's something that can surprise people when they buy calls or puts, is that when volatility changes, their exposure changes so they don't make as much money. The other piece that'll affect delta is time. All right? So watch. Here's my 11 calls. They're a 31 delta. I'm going to move the date up to September 1st. All right? Watch this. My delta dropped. Passage of time will increase delta that is in the money and decrease delta that is out of the money. It's because the landscape, what's going into that pricing model, is changing. All right, I'm not going to dig too deep in the pricing model, but this is just kind of a brief introduction to how delta works and how you can trade it. All right, folks, we have ourselves a pretty big week ahead. I'm looking forward to seeing everybody. If you are interested in our services, reach out to us, 888-872-3301, or email us support@optionpit.com with any questions. If you have a question you'd like me to cover in Rules of the Road, reach out to me, and I'd love to answer. Have a good one.